Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone watching in Poland or any of our Polish fans? We hope you're going to enjoy this Moto GP, the sprint race from Silverstone. Over here, we will have the live timings in a minute. I've just got to make sure that they come up and they're working correctly. And I'll take this opportunity to say Dzień dobry, nie mówię po polsku, angielski, dziękuję bardzo. We don't know enough Polish here at Catch It Live First to be able to cover it in both languages. I'll take this opportunity to say, don't forget to join us tomorrow for Wisła Krakow's league match. I think it's a 1:30 kickoff. We'll be covering it live on a live stream, so feel free to join us. Everything's looking pretty good with the stream, which is good to hear. The last thing that I've got to sort out will be getting the timing screens up. I think it's going to be a 10-lap race. We'll quickly go through the qualifying grid. They're just on the warm-up lap. We've got Aleix Begaro, fantastic, breaking the lap record with a 1:57.309. And he's retiring at the end of this year, going test riding for Honda. Has he jumped the gun too soon? Maybe. So it's Aleix in P1, Pecco Bagnaia in P2, almost quarter of a second behind. Enea Bastianini in third, Jorge Martin fourth, Alex Marquez in fifth, Brad Binder put a good performance in, 0.6 off the pace in sixth, Marc Marquez in seventh, Maverick Vinales in eighth. Maverick was saying he struggled with a little bit of traction off the bends in qualifying. The temperatures were up a little bit as well. I think they had a track temperature of around 40 degrees, which is unheard of really at Silverstone. But he's hoping to go well in this race and maybe figure a few things out for the full race tomorrow. But Maverick starts in eighth. Then you've got Pedro Acosta in ninth. He's a second off the pace. Digi in 10th. Jack Miller in 11th. And Marco Bezzecchi in 12th. That's your top 12. For me, this race, I'm going to be going with, I've got a feeling Enea Bastianini is going to throw a spanner in the works for his teammates, Pecco Bagnaia. I don't think tyres are always an issue, but I don't think it's going to be a massive drop-off like we're probably going to see in the race tomorrow. So I think all the guys are going to be able to go flat chat from the off. Just pulling up to the grid now. Let us know in the chat what you're thinking. For me, I put my money on Enea Bastianini in this. Over here, we'll have the live timing shortly. And I believe tomorrow's race is going to be on terrestrial TV as well. Red lights are on. We are off. Good start there from Pecco Bagnaia. Aleix gets pushed out a little bit wide there. Jorge Martin, somebody's down at the back. I don't know who it was. It looked like, I don't know, I'm not speculating. I don't know. But there's a yellow flag in sector 1. But Jorge Martin strayed away. Oh my word. It's Bezzecchi who crashed out at the rear. But Jorge Martin from 4th on the grid into P1. Aleix in P2. Enea Bastianini in P3. Bastianini's just taken Aleix as well. That doesn't look too good actually, that crash. It was Bezzecchi and Frankie Morbidelli. both riders are still down, so I'm hoping they're not going to throw a red flag on this. Incidents under investigation by the race stewards. But Jorge Martin, he's probably got 4 or 5 bike lengths lead already over Bastianini. Aleix in third. Pecco Bagnaia in fourth. Brad Binder 5th. Pedro Acosta 6th. Good start from Acosta there as well. Right, let's get the live timing up. Come on. There, we've got some live timings for you. Where's Marc Marquez? Marc Marquez is still in 7th. We'll do a top 10 in a minute. In the lap 1, we've got Martin at the front, quarter of a second lead. Bastianini in 2nd with Aleix in 3rd. Then a gap of half a second to Pecco Bagnaia in 4th. Brad Binder 5th. Pedro Acosta 6th. Marc Marquez 7th. Alex Marquez 8th. DJ Acosta and Binder have just come together there, and Acosta's took the rear of Brad Binder, half of Brad Binder's bike off, it looked like. The fins came flying off his bike, and I don't just mean a little bit, it was like they shattered. And Marc Marquez tried making hay there while the sun shone, but he couldn't do it. But Pedro Acosta's run wide there. Marc Marquez has gone through. He's got Brad Binder behind him now. Binder's not going to take that line down, that's for sure. He'll be a little bit pissed off there with the Spaniard. And at the front now, that gap, Jorge Martin to Bastianini, is a cigarette paper between them. And a lot of bikes running wide here. Marc Marquez has just run wide as well. So we've got Martin from Bastianini from Aleix. Then you've got a gap of half a second. Pecco Bagnaia, Marc Marquez, Pedro Acosta, Brad Binder, Alex Marquez, Digit and Jack Miller. That's your top 10. We're just watching a... We're just watching the restart again. Oh, Morbidelli at the start. What did you do? You took Bezzecchi out. Oh. I don't think his ride height device. I don't know if his ride height device didn't undeploy, but he just played right into Bezzecchi after he tried bailing out of it. Either way, it didn't end well. So we've got Jorge Martin still in P1, Bastianini P2, Aleix Espargaro P3. All the action, that seems pretty set at the minute. The action is behind. What are we watching here? Oh yeah, Binder and... it was just a case of 2 bikes wanting 1 piece of tarmac. And it's... yeah, they'll need to bolt some more bits on that KTM before tomorrow's race, that's for sure, because Acosta's knocked them off. No, neither rider at fault there, and I think it looked more spectacular with all the carbon fibre dropping off, or flying off Brad Binder's bike. So we've got Martin P1, Bastianini P2, a bike length between them. Then you've got a gap of about half a second to Aleix Espargaro. Then a gap of half a second to Pecco Bagnaia, and he's got Marc Marquez behind, Brad Binder, Pedro Acosta, Alex Marquez, Digit and Jack Miller. That rounds out your top 10. Just a quick note, if you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe, ping that notifications bell. Tomorrow the main race is on terrestrial TV, so it's not behind any paywall. That's if you're watching in the UK. I don't know about the rest of the world. But the British Grand Prix at Silverstone tomorrow will be on terrestrial TV, free to watch. Just a couple of laps gone. 3 laps completed now, 7 to go. Jorge Martin still in the lead from Enea Bastianini. Aleix Espargaro in third, half a second behind. But the main racing is coming behind Pecco Bagnaia, who's just got a track limits warning, I believe. What's that come up for? He's got a warning as Pecco Bagnaia. It can only be... Oh, they're all coming up now. Pecco Bagnaia, Digit and Johan Zarco, they've all got warnings come up. I'm assuming that's a track limits warning. Yeah, it is track limits warning. So they've obviously transgressed 3 times in the first 3 laps, which is worth doing. You know, you can't do it anymore though, that's the only issue. And with 7 laps to go, if you've never ridden Silverstone, it's not easy to not drift a little bit wide, that's for sure. Bastianini's putting Martin under pressure now at the front. Is he going to make a move there? No, sits in behind. Trying to line him up though, that is for sure. He's getting ready to make a move, is Bastianini. The top 15 quickly. You've got Martin, Bastianini, Aleix Espargaro. Oh, update, Morbidelli and Bezzecchi are both conscious and they're going to the medical centre. That's good news. Top 15 it's Martin, Bastianini, Aleix, Pecco Bagnaia, Marc Marquez, that's your top 5. Then you've got Binder, Acosta, Alex Marquez, Di Gianantonio and Miller, that rounds out your top 10. And then disappointing, Maverick was feeling up for this race. He was hoping he was going to be near the front, that's for sure, but he's in 11th. 12th is Oliveira, 13th Quartararo, 14th Fernandez, and Luca Marini rounds out your top 15. 6 laps to go. And it's between your top, it's definitely between the top 4 now. They've all closed up. You've got Martin, Bastianini, Aleix. Pecco Bagnaia's just slid out. His airbag's gone off and he's alright, but he's just slid out there. He'd just closed the gap up at the front, and there was 4 bikes that were all, you knew it was going to come from them 4 bikes. He was just trying to put a move on, not put a move on, but trying to get on the back of Aleix Espargaro. First gear, lost the front, slid out. So now your winner is going to come from, assuming they all finish, it's going to come from Jorge Martin, Bastianini or Aleix Espargaro. They've got a little bit of a gap at the front now. Marc Marquez in 4th. He's a little way behind. I'm just wondering what is going on with Maverick Vinales. He's not making a move forward. I know he said he was going to struggle. Empire Maker says, hi Jimmy. Hi Empire Maker, good to have you in the chat, mate. I hope you're well. Yeah, Maverick, he's looking more towards tomorrow's race, I think, from what he said, but he was hoping to make a forward move. And as things stand, Live Championship, Jorge Martin takes over at the top by 2 points now, if things stay as they are, from Pecco Bagnaia, who, if you've just joined us late, he's just crashed out. 6 laps to go. Marc Marquez is not going to be able to get on the back of this front 3. Although this is Marc Marquez, but he's 2.5 seconds behind him with only 5 laps to go. I think that's a bridge too far for him. Empire Makes says, how's your day been? It's been good, mate. It's been good. Join us a little bit later on. We've got a preview of tomorrow's match between Wisła Krakow and Pruskov. We're away. It's going to be a tricky one, but we're looking forward to the Moto GP as well. That's for sure. It's on free to air tomorrow, by the way. If you didn't know, in the UK, it's on terrestrial TV. At the front, we've still got Jorge Martin, Enea Bastianini and Aleix Espargaro. They're almost equidistant apart. So you could throw a blanket over all of them, although there's just 4 laps to go. Aleix is just dropping off a little bit there. The move's coming though. Bastianini makes the move on Martin, but he drifts a little bit wide there. And Martin gets back underneath him. He's doing everything he can to get past now, Bastianini. But Aleix, he does look a little bit faster than Jorge Martin as well. So Aleix will be rubbing his hands, because if these two keep taking each other's line at the front, it's going to give him a chance to get into, which he is. He's just appeared in the shot now, so we've got a race now at the front between the front three. It's a definite Martin, Bastianini and Aleix, and the front three is now Bastianini in front. He's managed to do Jorge Martin. 4 laps to go. He's trying to make a little break now, and that matters at the front as well, because it now means that Pecco Bagnaia stays in the lead by 1 point. And Martin will move to second. Empire Make says, how do you watch the Polish league? They're on Polish TV, mate. You can watch them on Polish TV, or you can stream them through Bet365. Just looking in behind, Marc Marquez is still in 4th. Brad Binder's, there's almost a 3-second gap though, so it is between these front three. You've got Marc Marquez in 4th, Brad Binder 5th, Pedro Acosta 6th. He's also on a track limits warning now. Long lap penalty for Di Gianantonio. Not sure what that's for, whether he's transgressed one too many times. He's just taken it now and he's lost 3 places. I can only think it's for the track limits. Easily done though at Silverstone. Four laps to go. I don't know where they keep getting these timings from at the front. They've got almost a third of a second gap between Jorge Martin in second and Aleix Espargaro in third. Definitely not. And he's not managing to pull away Bastianini at the front. Martin's still lurking behind him. But it's what does Martin do? Does he want to push for the victory? I know it's not full points, but every point matters come the end of the season when we hit Valencia. And it's races like this where are you thinking, I wish I'd have pushed? So, let's be honest, they're all races, aren't they? They all want to win. It's getting that balance right between taking the points and pushing for the victory. 0.4 of a second they send the lead at the front now between Bastianini and Jorge Martin. Incident involving Morbidelli and Bezzecchi will be reviewed after the race. So they both go into the medical centre. They'll both be alright, I think. But to me, it looked like Morbidelli's rear ride height device didn't undeploy when he hit the anchors going into turn 1. Because he was motoring, and he definitely tried taking avoiding action. His bike didn't look right at all. So maybe we'll find out more about that. Marc Marquez, he's got a lonely ride now in 4th. Do a quick top 15. We've got Bastianini, Martin, Aleix. Marc Marquez 4th, Binder 5th, Acosta 6th. Jorge Martin's just had a track limits warning come up. Alex Marquez 7th, Viñales 8th, so he's making a forward move now. Jack Miller 9th, Digi in 10th after he took a long lap penalty for a track limits warning that he couldn't adhere to. Oliveira's in 15th, Quartararo 13th, Augusto Fernandez in 13th, Raul Fernandez 14th, and Johan Zarco 15th. 3 laps to go. So at the front now, yellow flag in sector 4, somebody's gone down. Marc Marquez has dropped it. I don't know why he's And he's got back on it, hit the throttle, but he's beached the belly pan. He ain't getting out of there. He may as well switch it off. He was on his own, because he was just coming into the left-hander at Vale. Not really. He didn't look like he was even really pushing, and he just lost the front, slid off into the gravel. Yeah, managed to keep his hand on the bars, put the bike up, hit the throttle, the rear tyre spun, but it dug in, beached him on a belly pan. He's managed to get out of there now, but he's done. So that makes a difference as well in the championship. Aleix Espargaro's now got a track limits warning as well. So 2 laps to go at the front. These front 3, I don't think positions are going to change now. Bastianini's now got a 0.7 of a second lead over Jorge Martin in second, Aleix in third. I think that's going to be pretty much set. And then there's almost a 6-second gap now that Marc Marquez crashed out to Brad Binder in 4th, Pedro Acosta 5th, Alex Marquez in 6th, Maverick Vinales in 7th, Jack Miller 8th, Digi 9th, Miguel Oliveira, good effort, in 10th, Quartararo's in 11th, he's on track limits warning. And the last point scoring position, Luca Marini, on the dog that is the Honda. Remy Gardner's in 18th. He's obviously standing in, but it looks like he's got a good chance of getting a ride next year. But that's for another day. Last lap. Unless somebody makes a mistake here, the front 3 is set. And A. Bastianini is going to take the win. I wish I'd put a couple of quid on him now. I tipped him before this sprint race. He's got almost a second lead now over Jorge Martin in second. And then a half a second gap back to Aleix Espargaro in third. And that'll be pretty much all she wrote. There's a massive gap back. It's almost in a sprint race of 10 laps. There's a gap of 6.2 seconds back to Brad Binder in 4th. Which is, whether it's something to do with bike set up for the sprint as opposed to bike set up for the race, who knows. But that's a big gap. I think everybody's pretty much set now in position. There might be a little bit of a squabble between Acosta, Binder and Alex Marquez, but you can't really. I was looking at the timings. It looks like Vinales is under a little bit of pressure. Has he just taken final sector now, 3 corners left. It is going to be Bastianini taking the win. Jorge Martin will be in second. Aleix Espargaro in third. Brad Binder in 4th. Just comes over the line now. Tries popping a wheelie, but it won't work with the anti-wheelie on. Yeah, Bastianini, Jorge Martin, Aleix Espargaro. That's your top 3. Then it's Brad Binder. Blimey, all that is close. Brad Binder 4th, Pedro Acosta 5th, Alex Marquez 6th, Jack Miller 7th, Maverick Vinales 8th, Digi Antonio 9th. He took a long lap penalty for track warnings transgression. Miguel Oliveira 10th, Quartararo 11th, Fernandez Raul 12th, Augusto Fernandez 13th, Johan Zarco 14th, and Luca Marini did hang on for the final points paying position in 15th. Although I'm not sure, is it just the top 10 in the sprint race that get the points? I'm not sure how that works. If you know, let me know in chat. But it was not as eventful that as I thought it was going to be for a sprint race, because the front 3 kind of shot off. And once it would have been a front 4 with Pecco Bagnaia joining in the fight at the front, but he slid out. And then Marc Marquez, who was a couple of seconds behind, he slid out at Vale, losing the front. So I think that's where you had that gap of all, 6 seconds between third and fourth. So yeah, not as eventful as I thought it was going to be, but I think tomorrow's longer race is going to be a little bit more close at the front because tyres will be an issue tomorrow for sure in that long race. It's not too bad in a sprint race, but tomorrow it will definitely be a different ball game altogether, as they say. And the other bad thing is, I don't think I'm going to be able to do the full race tomorrow. We've got Moto 3 and Moto 2. That'll be fine, but I've got to check the timings because we'll be covering Wisła Krakow, the football match. Cannot miss that. I'm a massive Wisła Krakow fan, so it's going to be. We're going to have to cover that. We've got issues as well. Centre halves out. Collet, he did his Achilles the other night against Vienna. And we've got issues with suspensions as well. So on that note, I'm going to say, if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and ping that notifications bell. We might be able to get Henry Russell to do a watch along for the Moto GP full race tomorrow. I'm going to have to talk him into it. He's off working tonight, stripping. Private education. I'm glad I didn't send him in any now. So keep your eye out for the notifications bell. And tomorrow, we'll definitely be having the Polish football. Moto 3, Moto 2. Hopefully Moto GP, if I can persuade him. He's just come in now. Moto. I'm live here. I'm just trying to persuade you to do Moto GP tomorrow because I've got Wisła Krakow 6 Simoncelli. Let's have a look. Where's that from?
I've got some chart shop. It's brand new.
Let's have a look at that. He's just brought me a Simoncelli 650. I don't know if you can see that. He's come bearing gifts now. He must be in a good mood, so that'll mean maybe we can get him to do a stream for you tomorrow. Of course I'll wear it. But yeah, so fingers crossed. Everybody have a great day. I'm not sure what we've got coming up later on today. There might be some football. We've definitely got a preview of tomorrow's game between Wisła Krakow and Pruskov. I think it's a 1:30 kickoff in the UK, so it's going to clash with the Moto GP. But I can't not do Wisła's game. So yeah, keep an eye on that notifications bell. We might end up having 2 live streams running at once. I'll do the football obviously, and if I can persuade Henry Russell to do the Moto GP, that'll be fantastic. But I will definitely be doing the Moto 3 and the Moto 2. So hopefully Jake Dixon can put in a good performance. Scott Redding, I wish he would come back into Moto 2. Or at least we need somebody else apart from Jake Dixon in Moto 2. Because hopefully he's going to go to Moto GP. I'm not sure if it'll be next season or not, but once he goes from there, Moto 2 becomes a little bit boring. Now Rory Skinner got oofed out, thanks to Jeremy Alcoba, the turd. But that's another story. Scott Ogden in Moto 3, he blew qualifying. He's starting in, I think, 14th. So he ended up not putting a time in because he couldn't get a tour, and yeah, it all went pear-shaped for him, so he's going to be struggling tomorrow. But join us tomorrow morning. I think the race is normally at 10 o'clock, but with the UK, I'm not sure if it's a bit later or not, but it'll be on the notifications anyway. So please, join us tomorrow. I'm Jimmy James. You've been watching Catch It Live First. Do widzenia. Tak. Cinque Barzo. We'll be back tomorrow.